Okay, I am going to share about how to use the patches once you have them, okay? So I'm not going to talk about what the patches do in this video. Go find one of my other videos on that, but today is just how to use the patches once you get them. Okay, so when you get the patches, they're going to come in a sleeve that looks like this, and then inside of here, this is your patches, okay? There's 30 in one sleeve, and then there's some instructional booklets here as well that go with it. So in this booklet, you're going to see where to put the patches, okay? So this one is going to be right behind your neck, or this other place is like a couple inches below your belly button. Now, these patches are systemic, which means they actually go throughout your whole body. So the wavelength will activate and it will go everywhere. But the reason that they chose these places is when they did all their clinical studies, they wanted control points, right? So everyone wore them either on the back of their neck or below their belly button. And that made it so everyone was kind of doing the same thing. But you can wear them anywhere, and a lot of people wear them like if they have a specific issue somewhere, they will wear it on that issue. So if you have a point of pain, you can put it there. I actually recommend like trying it different places, seeing if you notice a difference one place or another, but ultimately it will go throughout your body, so it doesn't matter exactly where you wear it. Secondly, you're going to wear it 12 hours on during the day, and then you take it off at night and have 12 hours off. And the reason for this is so your body doesn't get used to the wavelength. If your body is getting exposed to a wavelength 24/7, it will get used to it and it won't react to it anymore. So wearing it for 12 hours and then having a break for 12 hours makes it so that that doesn't happen, and your body can keep getting the benefits from the light therapy on and on and on. And you want to make sure that you take it off at night because it creates energy. And so you might wake up at 3 a.m. and this has happened to me, is I went to sleep, I forgot my patch was on, went to sleep, woke up at 3 a.m. wide awake. So maybe set an alarm on your clock to take it off. A lot of people will set the patches like next to their coffee machine or something so they remember, you know, something you're going to do every morning next to your toothbrush, so that you put it on in the morning, you don't forget, and then, you know, your 12 hours, you take it off at night. A couple of the patches, there's some different support patches that you can wear at night as well, but I'm talking just about the X39, the one that activates your stem cells. That one is during the day for sure. So I keep looking down. I have all these notes to go over. One thing you want to think about is hydration. Hydration is super, super, super important, obviously for your body, but especially with these patches for a couple reasons. One is your body uses water to move energy throughout your body. So if you are using these patches and it's activating your stem cells, but then your cells don't have the hydration to like move throughout your body well, it's not going to actually do as much. The second reason you want to make sure you're hydrated is this can help with your body's detoxification processes, especially at the beginning when you start them. You might notice this, depending on just where you're at, what's going on with your body, you might have some detox. And so it's especially important at the beginning, but it's really, really important always to make sure that you're super hydrated. If you don't know what super hydrated means, you want to take your body weight and cut it in half and then drink that in ounces. So for instance, if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to drink at least 100 ounces of water a day, okay? It's a really easy way to start. With that, you also want to take electrolytes. And I will tell you, the days that I've been like, I don't know if the patch is really doing much for me, I looked at how much I was drinking or if I was drinking electrolytes, and that made a huge difference. So if you are wondering if it's not being as effective, look at your water intake and look at your electrolytes, and probably you aren't doing a very good job of getting those things in that day. So electrolytes are super important for your body. Particularly potassium and magnesium, people are really, really short on generally. And so this helps a lot of different things, but pain and potassium have also been linked in some scientific studies. And so especially if you're dealing with pain, make sure you're getting your potassium. Most people do not get it in their general diet. For electrolytes, I like this brand. It's called Ultima. They sell it at our natural grocers. You can also get it on Amazon. They have lots of flavors. It has 6 essential electrolytes, and it's naturally flavored and colored, and so it's not full of all this junk, okay? So that's a good one, but you can use any kind of electrolyte or Celtic sea salts. So make sure you're getting that in. The absolute most important thing with this is consistency. So you have to wear it every day, and also you have to give it time, okay? Aging and damage does not happen overnight, and so we can't expect healing and age reversal to happen overnight either. And when I say age reversal, I mean it. We all know about anti-aging products, right, that stop the aging process. This literally, it doesn't even just stop the aging process, it literally reverses your age, which is absolutely bonkers, and the scientist and CEO himself said that. Let me read a couple things to you that happen in your body if you are consistent with this. So, let's see. In just a few days, 4,000 genes in your body begin to reset. In 6 weeks, your brain becomes more balanced. In 3 months, your collagen is increased. And then after 6 months, your heart actually starts to reverse in age, which is nuts, okay? So even if you don't have a laundry list of things that are, you know, bothering you, ailments, symptoms, you can use this preventatively to turn back time and to help yourself just be set up for success, which is just absolutely incredible. What is the word I'm looking for? It's like when you can't put a price tag on it. I can't think of words right now. Okay, so 90 days is the minimum you want to give this. Now, doctors are recommending that you give it 1 month for every every decade of your life. Okay, so if you're 30 years old, you want to give it 3 months. If you're 60 years old, you want to give it 6 months. And that's because as we age, your stem cells become dormant. And so depending on how old you are, you have more or less stem cells that are dormant. So if you're 60 years old, it's going to take longer for all of your stem cells to be reactivated than someone who's 30 years old. So hopefully that makes sense. The worst thing you can do is try it and not give it the 90 days. This happens every now and then. Someone will try it and they'll be like, you know what, I'm not seeing a difference, and they'll quit after 30 days. And you just don't know what it's going to do for you in that short amount of time. Like I said, healing does not happen overnight, so you have to give it time. Now, if you've seen my past stuff, you know that the reason the stem cells are activated is because this wavelength activates a copper peptide in your body. Your body has lots of different peptides. They're essentially amino acids and different things that are building blocks for your body. And different peptides do different things, but this specific peptide that is activated by this wavelength, once it becomes gets up to a certain level, that's what activates your stem cells. Now that takes about 7 days on the patches. So your first 7 days, you don't even have stem cell activation. So you can't do it for 7 days and say it's not doing anything, because it's like we're not even there yet, right? So the worst thing you can do is start this and not be consistent with it. So like I said, 90 days is kind of the minimum you want to do. 98% of people after 90 days have a radical testimony or a real change in the body at that point. So when they're doing clinical studies, they're taking urine samples, they're taking blood samples, they're doing thermal imaging. It's super, super cool when you look into how they do the clinical studies on this. And it is notable, the differences within a short amount of time, but especially these 90 days, it's like crazy. Depending on your body, because everyone is different, you might see different things. You might see really fast changes, or it might take a while. So a lot of people notice a big difference in their energy right away. I did. Just a couple days in, I was like, wow, my energy is totally different. I have a baby, so that is important. That is impressive. And, you know, like my brain just felt like less cloudy, just a lot of things right up front. Some people it takes longer. Some people it takes weeks or even up to that 3 months to really notice a difference. But it just depends on what you have going on. And so it just, everyone's different. Now, I've heard of like a very, very, very tiny amount of people who even after the 90 days didn't notice a difference, but they had blood work done and their doctors were like, I don't understand what you're doing because your blood work is significantly different. And a lot of doctors have then just started believing and then also started promoting this because they've seen what it's done for their people and they're so impressed. So that is what's really, really cool, is a lot of doctors are like, what is this? Literally, it doesn't make sense. Okay, let me see where we're at. When you're wearing this, the adhesive is medical grade and hypoallergenic. Some people still have some irritation with the patch. I mean, it's essentially a sticker, right? And it's very similar to like the adhesive that would be on a Band-Aid. And so a lot of people are totally fine with it, but there's a small percentage of people that, you know, can't even wear Band-Aids because the adhesive bothers them. An option you can do is it does work on your clothes as well. And so talk to me about that. If you're like, I don't know, I kind of want to wear it on my clothes, talk to me about that and I'll get you some more information. I haven't tried it that way. I've worn it just on my skin. I do have to say, when I first started, the first couple days, it was kind of itchy, like where the adhesive was, but after a couple days, that just went away. So that did not continue to be a problem. Let's see. I just want to make sure I get everything. When you get your sleeve of the patches, you want to keep them in this because they are light sensitive, because they literally work off of your body's infrared light. So you want to keep them in the package and not out somewhere where they can just get activated by your body light. So keep them in there, and then also protect them from heat. The heat, if they're like in the mailbox, you know, like on a summer day for the whole day and it's super hot, it can break down the molecules on the patch, and then it is less effective. So that is one thing that you do want to be careful about in the summer. Generally, it's not a problem, but you know, like don't leave them in your car or stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, another thing you want to do when you start the patches is limit your sugars and your processed foods. Obviously, that's just going to be better for your body, but the reason behind it is to help reduce inflammation. When your stem cells are activated, they go to inflammation to because that's where a problem is, right? So if you have pain, you have inflammation in that spot. And so your stem cells are actually going to go to that inflammation because they're going to try and help whatever issue you have going on. If you have too much inflammation for whatever reason, whether it's diet or whether it's, you know, a chronic injury, the stem cells can't actually get in there and get their work done. So you want to limit your inflammation to help with this. So ways you can do that is your diet. There's supplements that are anti-inflammatory. We have a lot of support patches. One patch is called the Eon, and it has a lot of benefits, but one of the benefits is it helps reduce inflammation. And so some people kind of need that to help get their inflammation down so that the stem cells can do their work. And so there's a couple different things there, but just limiting your sugars and your processed foods, especially when you start, is going to kind of help that process along. And then, let's see, talked about electrolytes. Okay, so I mentioned briefly the detox. Some people have a detox with these patches, and that is because your body is trying to like work things out and just be its best self, right? So depending on what you have going on in your body, you may or may not have detox symptoms. Especially when you start the patches. So I personally did not really notice anything. Some people with like really, you know, quite a lot going on, can have some different things happen. Headache, fatigue, irregular bowel movements, nausea, are a couple things, you know, but like whatever, I don't know if you've ever done anything before that caused detox. It's essentially your body is just detoxing. Again, I didn't have this. My mom had some more detox symptoms than I did, but she also had more kind of like you know, just issues that need worked out than I did. And so you might notice like certain things might get worse before they get better. So if you have chronic pain, what I've heard from some people is it might be more painful in that spot for like a day or two, and then it's like way better. So I don't know, it's weird. It's a thing. It might happen to you. It might not. With that, if you are either really nervous about that, or if you are experiencing some detox symptoms when you start, is you can kind of work up to the 12 hours a day. So start with 6 hours And then you can work up, 8 hours the next day, 10 hours the next day, whatever is most comfortable for you. I didn't need to do that. I don't know of anyone who's had to do that, but it is an option, because if your body just starts to detox too fast, that's when you start to see those symptoms. So I know that that's a lot of different things. Another thing I really would recommend is write down a list of what is going on before you start the patches, because it's really easy to forget about things when you're not currently experiencing them. So I wrote down a list of everything. I have had lower back pain. I had less energy. I had, my mental clarity has just been not there as well, not been as sharp, since having a baby. There's just so much going on, right? So I had a whole list of things I put out, and then as time goes on, you can monitor those things, because I had a shoulder issue that when it stopped bothering me, I forgot about. And I went back and looked at that list and I was like, oh my goodness, my shoulder that usually hurts 3 to 5 days a week has hurt 2 days this month. And because it wasn't happening to me actively, it wasn't right in front of my face, I just forgot about it. So make a list of everything that is going on, if you're not sleeping well, whatever it is, so that you can monitor. And then with that, what else is recommended is if you can take a picture of yourself, just without makeup in front of, natural light, and take a picture after, when you start, and then after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, because again, as things are slowly changing, we don't notice, but a lot of people notice, changes in their face. One girl was saying that she noticed her hairline was way thicker than it was before when she was looking at her pictures side by side. And these are things that we don't notice just when they slowly happen over time to us. So I would also recommend doing that. I think that is everything, but let me just look over really quickly. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so if you have any questions at all, let me know. I am here to help you along this process. I know that's a lot of information. It really is very simple. It's put it on for 12 hours, take it off after 12 hours. But I get a lot of these questions, and so I wanted to cover it and have this so that I can send it to people when they start. Because especially the hydration and the electrolytes, you really want to be good about that too. Just because I want to set you up for the best success, for your absolute best results. And like I said, be consistent. Stay on the patches at least 90 days, but doctor recommended a month for every decade. And let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you are hopping on and you don't know what I'm talking about. I can send you a video on what these patches do, and I'd love to get you started. All right, bye.